Going.
Good. What about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Are we live
Yes,
right
we
now?
are.
Hey, glad to have everybody joining us this morning here at galaxy107fm Facebook Live. And guess what? We are absolutely elated, to be joined coming out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but he's touring right now here in New Zealand is Jim Munro. And believe me, you're going to absolutely love Jim. A little surprise and a Kiwi connection coming at the end of this interview. Don't go anywhere because believe me, we are going to be talking about a young lady that comes out of Whakatane. Who's with us?
We've got Tim.
Tim's with us.
Yeah.
Kia ora, bro. Nice to have you
Tim.
with us all the way over there in the mighty one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Meet Jim from Calgary.
Yes.
Staying in New Zealand.
Hello.
I almost thought you said g'day then.
I tried, and then I thought, no, I'm not in Oz. What am I doing?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's go to the desk, Jim.
Yep.
We're all good, Tim, here. You must pop in one day. Tim. See you soon.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. I've already been sprung making funny faces everywhere. And I'm joined today, and I'm absolutely elated by this because we've done things a little differently this time. We really have. Normally we do the interviews, we play the music, of course, then we meet the artists here in New Zealand and, well, we do tours and stuff. This time round, we kind of met at McDonald's and Rotorua, coming out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is the man himself, Jim Munro. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Grant. Good morning, Barbara.
And it's kia ora, my friend. Welcome to the shores of New Zealand.
Yes, my second home.
Yeah, I think you've got this thing about you don't like the cold and the snow. So when it's winter time there, hello, you're here.
That's right. I try to avoid living where the weather hurts my face.
Yeah, besides I've seen your legs.
Oh, ouch. Oh, I thought this was going to be a friendly interview.
It is. You can pick on me as much as you like. I don't mind. But those pants, those tie-dye pants on Facebook, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, my dear friend Rhiannon Fremont makes those clothes. They're stunning. They're festival style, but you can wear them anywhere. And a big shout out to Rhiannon for sure. She's a brilliant artist, heck of a fiddle player, and a beautiful human being.
Well, you're going to have to give me some information. I am looking to, acquire some maybe. Maybe we can do a deal and do a bit of a business transaction, but I like that style. Hippie-ish, if you really want to put a name on it.
You are. You're a fashion king, Grant.
Yeah, thank you. And I've got to be honest with you, today, guys, I'm actually wearing Darkstone coming out of Canada as well. A couple of young brothers that come out of Canada. These guys rocking. Absolutely rocking. Need to catch up with Darkstone, actually. Anyway, my friend, we are all about you today, and, follow my dream. That's what we kicked it off with. What was the lyrics about?
It was really about, when you first start writing, and I'm sure this happens to a lot of writers, a lot of artists, people would say to me, oh, you don't have a hope, you're never going to make it. There's too many people trying to become songwriters or performers, artists. You're never going to make it, man. Just, stick to getting a 9-to-5 job and just do, somebody else's, dream. And so that song really was about acknowledging the fact that I have a dream and I have a voice and I have, a message that I feel is unique to me and that I wanted to get out. And I wrote the lyrics around that idea that it doesn't matter what other people say. I'm going to follow my dream, because if I don't follow it, somebody else will pay me to follow theirs. So, that's really where those lyrics came from. I write a lot of reggae songs. That was one we decided to kind of put on the album for sure.
I absolutely love it. I really, really do. At the same time, so pleased that you didn't listen to the naysayers. Believe me, I've put up with a lot of those over the years myself. And today we're promoting, of course, your album, and you'll find the tracks that we're playing today literally on this album, folks. Go and buy it. Get yourself a copy. This is absolutely a stunning album and a stunning band as well. Of course, we're talking about Welcome to the Badlands with the man himself right here, Jim Munro. Now, Jim, as I said, we kind of did things a little arse about face by meeting first, and of all places, of course, it had to be McDonald's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And a bit of Kiwiana in the background with all the photos that we took and everything like that.
That was nice.
Yeah, and I've got to thank you for putting me on your Facebook page, your homepage there for a little while. That was a little crazy.
Well, I'm privileged to be on your playlist and in your hearts.
Well, you are both at that. You really, really are. Now, how long have you been a singer-songwriter? How long have you been writing out these tunes? Because for me, you're a seasoned professional, but you started late in the career, didn't you?
I did. I was a single parent for years and raised kids and, did my duty there. And then later in my life, when I was reflecting back and trying to figure out who I would be outside of the dad or the father figure or the manager of a business or whatever, I was fortunate enough to find music, and music had always been a part of my family and my upbringing. So I was fortunate enough to go back to it, and then had somebody show me 3 chords on a guitar and started writing, and was very fortunate. And the third song I ever wrote by myself was named runner-up in the National Songwriting Contest in Canada. So that gave me some footing, got some airplay, believed that I could actually write something maybe that people would listen to. So from there, I've written hundreds of songs and had some pretty good success. Toured Canada, did those things, albeit a little older in my life, but it was an opportunity and a treasure and a privilege, and I've met some amazing people, and then obviously been inspired to write hundreds of songs since.
I absolutely love it. I really, really do. And Jim, with much respect, believe me, I have a lot of respect for you, my friend. I really, really do. And I'm so happy to be able to press flesh, shake your hand, and have a coffee and a little bit of mischief between each other while we met. I'm hoping that very, very shortly we can put something together. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the festivals you've been doing and are doing in New Zealand very, very shortly. But first of all, fan question. How do we get hold of you, Jim? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Jim, do you respond?
Oh, 100%, absolutely. I'm personally on Facebook, of course, under Jim Munro, but Bandland also has a Facebook page. We have another page run by some administrators, friends and family of mine, fans of Bandland. We respond very quickly. I'm an administrator, but I'm not always available to get the messages immediately, but there are people looking after those sites. Our Bandland website is down currently, unfortunately, some technical difficulties, but Facebook's probably the very best. Our music's available on Spotify, most platforms certainly, and albums through CD Baby and Reverb Nation, a number of other platforms.
Nice. And believe me, I know people are going to be racing out to go and get themselves a copy. Literally, this is an incredible album, and I applaud you. I really, really applaud you, my friend, because believe me, it's a bit of me. I like this kind of music. Not just because we're friends and that we've met each other and all of that. I think as a talent, you have a very, very huge future ahead of you. I really, really do. Now, at the same time, we've got Sometimes. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that's really, Sometimes it's an interesting song. I was writing a lot of songs on my own and was visiting with my oldest son one day, and he was showing me some of his poetry because he's a writer and a very creative artist and a wonderful man. And he showed me a poem he'd written called Sometimes, and it had a few of the lines that made their way into the songs, and a couple of those lines really resonated with me. And So I took, artist license and stole a couple of them and put them into a song, and then bounced it off of him. He was quite impressed that, we had a song out of a poem, and from there we certainly developed a song. I took it to my band. We went to the studio and put it together. It's a fun song. It's a bit of a social protest song. I've written many social protest songs, social conscience songs. However, that one was really nice, and I really loved the sha-na-nas that we put in it, and some of the stuff I did with my mates.
Absolutely love it. So right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joining us live is Jim Munro. Here's Sometimes. Whew. Gosh, I'm sweating, Barbara. Oh, the air conditioning's working, is it? Oh, hold on. You better turn some fans on. How's that?
Hi, Severio.
How you feeling, Jim?
Hi, Peggy.
I'm doing great. How's it going from your
Hi,
end?
Rory.
Not bad. I was just wondering when you were going to reach for the alcohol.
And Tim.
Well, I water. I was festivaling all weekend, so I had plenty of alcohol.
Oh, he's festivaling all weekend.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I was literally getting by on 3 hours sleep a night, so yeah.
That's when you know you've had a road show, right?
Yes, exactly. And it reminded me actually of being on tour sometimes. You'd finish at 2 in the morning and grab some sleep finally around 5 or so when the buzz slowed down, and yeah. And then off on the road the next day, next night, you'd swear you're going to get some sleep in the afternoon, but the next night you're there putting in another 5 hours set. And
Believe me, I have missed those days, but not much.
I know, exactly. Especially you at the top of the food chain. Yeah.
Well, I really, really do hang out to go and do tours and everything with bands and stuff like that. As soon as I get on the road, I go, why the hell did I do that?
Exactly. That's how I felt most tours going out. I'd be excited to go out on tour, and then halfway through the tour, I'd be, praying that, we'd be going home soon, and by the end of the tour, I'd get home, owe our money that I made on the tour, but be glad to be home, certainly. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a couple of weeks later, you're going, geez, I could do a tour.
Yeah. There's a few places I'd like to go back and play again, and some I'd like to avoid, and new ones I'd like to find.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. And believe me, I understand that.
But my career went full circle in Canada to the point that I had to come to New Zealand to find new innocent victims.
Ah, dear, oh dear, oh
I
dear.
see. Are we victims?
So, it's going to be hard to talk about inviting him to New Zealand, isn't it, while he's already here?
Yes, it is.
But
Well, invite me back. I'll be back next year.
which part of New Zealand are you in right now?
Tauranga.
Tauranga.
Just,
Around,
just,
yeah.
Oh,
just
okay.
down the road from
Just
me.
down the road.
From
Anyway,
me.
let's go back to the
Hi,
desk.
Marianne. Hugs to you, Peggy.
Peggy, nice to have you along.
It must be late for you, Severio. You're up late tonight.
He's in Finland, isn't he?
Well, you could be in Brazil. Anyway, we love you, Severio. We need more tracks.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 16 after 11 o'clock, 25 degrees. Muggy. It really is muggy, cloudy, sort of keeping the heat closer to the ground. And earlier on, a little showery or two, got a little rainy there. So, yeah, it's one of those kind of days today. Nice to be inside, but we need air conditioning, we really do. And in here in the office right now, 91 degrees, 91.7 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, for you guys over in America, don't say we don't consider you Fahrenheit. It's hot in here. It really, really is. Maybe it's all the hot wind that I expel. You never know, might be a part of it. Anyway, it is Wednesday, January the 22nd, and I'm absolutely elated to be joined by the man himself, from the Badlands, no less. Yes, it's Jim Munro. And Jim, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine from Calgary the other day. They've had up to 50 below there.
It's been freezing cold. It's the reason certainly I don't stay there. And yes, I had a friend text me from a location just outside of Calgary. It was minus 44 degrees Celsius, which doesn't matter because the scales come back together at minus 40 and it's just really cold.
Yeah, believe me, I understand the wisdom of coming to Aotearoa and spending some time with us. Believe me, I couldn't do it. I really could not do it. In anybody's mind or lifetime, you will not find me anywhere near that kind of wet stuff at any time. That's like the poles are shifting.
Well, I will say my heart goes out. You know, there's Canada, as New Zealand is blessed with a lot of beautiful musicians and artists that are out struggling, trying to be heard, trying to find a listening audience. And my heart goes out to those artists to have to load in, load out, drive down the Canadian frozen highways and do their shows and do their gigs and bring good energy and hope that the crowd will slosh their way through the snow and the cold to come and hear them. And my heart really does go out to my patriots in Canada and my peers and my companions in Canada that are out on the road right now, a few of whom you play on your station graciously. And I know that drill. It's a hard drill in the middle of a Canadian winter to be on the road as an artist.
You know, my friend, I get reports from the OPP and also from the Canadian Mounted Police as well on road conditions and everything. The OPP, of course, with the major arteries there that they have a lot of problems with. And so forth with the Kokohala, for instance. The Mounted Police, they keep me apprised of that all the time. And coincidentally, this is a good segue, actually, because you've been named runner-up in a national Canadian songwriting contest, and the song was placed in a National Library of Canada, which
Actually, I wanted. Song. Yeah, there's two songs. One was named that and received airplay, but the other song I wrote was called "That's Canada to Me," and it was used in curriculums in schools, and afforded me the opportunity to work with kids and do a lot of shows from coast to coast in Canada. That was actually the song placed in the National Library, yes.
You know, that's incredible in its own right. But then, in the Museum of the Canadian Mounted Police as well, tell me about that. Come on, how'd you do that?
Well, very lucky in my career. I was on the roster of the Calgary Stampede, who are a large talent buyer in North America, actually the largest talent buyer in North America. They put me on their roster for a few years, and I was able to tour around and do a lot of shows, and in doing some of those shows, I was sent to locations on behalf of the Calgary Stampede to perform at various cowboy poetry festivals and a number of other events where some fellows from the Northwest Mounted Police Commemorative Association came and approached me and asked me to come out and do a couple of shows for them. I did those shows, and then after those shows were done, they asked me, because I had some equestrian experience, if I'd consider joining their troop, becoming an honorary member. And so I had the opportunity to put on the red serge, dress up, fire a gun, and ride along with the Northwest Mounted Police troop. So it was a thrill. I used to have to tuck my hair up under my pit helmet, but away I'd go. And they started affectionately calling me Monroe of the Mounted. I would go and do shows with them and perform and ride and such. So it was a privilege and a wonderful group of men, most of them, of course, retired Mounties, staff sergeants and such, very good equestrian men, taught me a lot and warmly welcomed me into their brethren.
You know, I could see the pride as you swelled telling me about that. I understand, I do, and I congratulate you, I applaud you for that. And the name Jim Munro being not only in museums and stuff like that, it's going to be there in 500 years. You're going to look down through the sacred archives and say, Jim Munro from Canada. Absolutely. Yep, love that idea. Well done, good thinking. Did you make any phone calls to them?
To the Mounted Police?
Yeah.
Well, actually, one of the songs on the album, I think further down in the album, there's a song called "The Manly Called the Mountie," and that's actually the song that's been placed in the museum. So it's a song that tells the story of the formation of the Canadian Mounted Police and what they did and how they, helped to turn our country from a wild whiskey traded outback to a country and have maintained the dignity and the respect and the diplomatic iron hand that the Canadians are known for.
I love that. I really do. That's track number 13 off the album too, by the way, that you really should be getting on the internet right now. Buy. This is the one to get. It really is. But let's skip one further and go track 12, Telephone. Tell me about that.
Well, Telephone is the song I had the pleasure. I wrote a lot of songs last year while I was down in New Zealand here, and Telephone was a song that came about in an afternoon. I was visiting with a couple of younger friends and trying to keep their attention. We were supposed to be going to do things, but they couldn't get their heads out of the phone. So finally, after a little while, I became somewhat frustrated that we weren't going to be able to move ahead without eyeballs being on the phone. So I went back to my place and literally in 20 minutes wrote the song out. Then when I returned to Canada this year, my mates and I did a video in downtown Calgary for the song. It was actually, we held off the album, releasing the album, so we could put Telephone down as the 15th lick on the song, on the album. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it pokes fun in what we all do, and I found myself guilty, even though I wrote the song, I'm guilty of telephonitis too.
Well, that makes two of us. I'm confirmed as well. Right to hear. So, at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live today, and we're going to talk about tours and everything very, very shortly. As the man himself, Jim Munro, here's Telephone. Sweating here, Barbara.
You are.
Literally. Yeah, I am.
It's hot.
I am, literally.
See,
How are you feeling there, Jim? You okay?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
You still haven't reached for something stronger
Hi,
than water
Chris
yet?
Andres.
No.
How's you and Jimmy?
You're a psychotic bugger, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to Auckland on Friday, so I may have to start on Friday evening. So
Well-
I'll save myself.
I thought halfway through this, you might actually need something a bit stronger.
No, I've done the odd interview in my career, so I usually manage to fake my way through, and then afterwards, if the interview has gone not so well, then I'll probably be drinking heavily.
Oh, so that's what I have to do. Not so well.
Oh no, and I may have to reach for the Titoka liqueur. There's a great Titoka liqueur that friends have given me, which is made with kiwi fruit. It's one of your, the liqueurs you brew locally here or in New Zealand, and very powerful medicine, I will say. It puts a whole new spin on kiwis being healthy, kiwi fruit being healthy for you.
And it's green.
It is great. It's a healthy taste. I'm actually talking to a fellow who grew up with Thrills gum in Canada, which tastes like soap.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Yum. Yum. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure Chris Andres that's watching would understand what Jim's talking about.
Exactly.
Hey,
And Chris, thank you for joining us this morning. Say hi to Jimmy for us, won't you? Let's go back to the desk.
We're looking for a dream in a
Got to it. Yeah, I got to turn the microphones on to make them work. Apparently, it's just one of those things in the trade that doesn't happen too often. But it happened that time. I was too busy shamelessly promoting, of course, Welcome to the Badlands here at Galaxy. When you see this on Facebook, you'll understand. You really will. Absolutely stunning, stunning, stunning album. Go and get yourself a copy, believe me. Lots and lots of Jim Monroe and Badlands music right there. Can't ask me more. Go and get a copy. Anyway, here we are. It is 27 after 11 o'clock, 27 degrees downtown. We've gone over our high. The weatherman said 22 foolishly today. And I make fun of the weatherman all the time. I went with his decisions. Can't even take my own medicine on that one. I'm wearing it all over the place with the staff. They're all laughing at me going, you know better, Grant. What the heck? Yeah. Wednesday, January 22nd. And thank you to everybody on Facebook joining us this morning. And coming, well, hailing from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But, well, what do you know? Coming from Tauranga is a good friend of ours. Yes, Jim Monroe, the man himself. Welcome along to the show, Jim. It's an absolute pleasure to catch up with you again. This time you're just plastic, not in person.
Well, yeah. Sometimes that's better, I think, perhaps to not be in person. But I did very much enjoy meeting you guys in person. And again, you know, just back to the viewers or the listeners, you know, kudos to your team, Grant, you, Barbara, the whole team down there. You know, you support original music. You give, you know, lesser known artists as big a platform as the well-known artists, and that's really what we strive for as songwriters, as purveyors of original music. It's very hard to find platforms that are open to accepting us, giving us some time, certainly extending that even further into live dialogue, meetings, and now, of course, on-air interviews. So very much appreciated, and I know all of the artists who were fortunate enough to get on your show and get on your playlist will echo that sentiment. You guys are treasures, and we sure appreciate it.
Well, it goes both ways, my friend. Believe me, without talented people like yourself, we wouldn't have a job, literally. We are all about playing brand spanking new music and getting down to grassroots where it's made, if you know what I mean, for the future of all kinds of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
That's important to us. It really, really is. And people like you, my friend, who not only is a consummate professional, but absolutely knows how to relate within words, within lyrics, and be able to put the whole composition together and sell it as a package that somebody wants to listen to. I applaud that. I really do. Something I can't do.
Well, I'm not sure I do it. I don't know where it comes from, but I think most artists will defer to some unknown energy that channels through them. However, once you're gifted, you know, a song, and especially if it ever impacts or makes, you know, it resonates with somebody, then it's almost inconceivable how blessed you are to be that conduit.
You know, I was actually talking to young Beamer Wigley on Monday, and then I was talking to Clayton Bellamy. He's from the Roadhammers and also the Congregation and everything. Both of them struck a chord with me by saying something very, very simple. This song wasn't supposed to exist. You know what I mean? And I think it's an absolute corker for both of these guys. They individually, they have two songs there. And Beamer says to me, you know, we weren't even... This was something we did when we were bored, and it's evolved into something. And Clayton Bellamy says, this one wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that makes the longevity of a brilliant song. Literally, I do. I think that those accidents sometimes make a huge, huge impact in the music world. But that shows the diversity of the artist. Now, I put you in that same category. I really, really do. That you are able to write songs that is diverse. You can attack all sorts of subjects and make it sound interesting. That's something I can't do.
Well, I've been very blessed, you know, probably because of my upbringing and a large slice of being Canadian, and just always wanting to be a lifelong learner, that, you know, I continue to think of things and try to express them in music and songs. I've never been pinned down in one genre. I've always enjoyed all genres of music. I tried to write. The magic of my writing for me personally has been that I don't try to shape what the song should be. I let the song come out as naturally and as independent of my own framing as I can. Later, if it ends up being a reggae song or a soul song or a rock song or whatever, country song, that's great. But I try not to influence the stone before I carve it.
I get that. I really, really do. Somebody said to me once upon a time, because I did ask, I did say, do you see something in that piece of, well, in those days, it was actually a piece of sandstone this guy was carving out.
Yep.
And he says, no, I don't see anything in it. It's what evolves from it.
Yes.
That
yes.
I just help perfect. And I went, love that. Absolutely love that. And I've carried that through my life, talking especially to people like yourself, consummate professionals, consummate artists, that be able to create something. As I say, I can't do it. It's like singing. I do sing. I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me.
I've heard you sing a little bit. I think you were singing a little bit on when we were together, slightly.
Yes, slightly. I felt sorry for everybody around me. I really, really did. Having said that, my friend,
and a shout out to Clayton Bellamy, who you mentioned too. Clayton, love Clayton, know Clayton, and a wonderful artist as well. So
absolutely stunning artist, and I love his new persona too. With of course, the congregation. Now, I did say to him once beforehand, can I be a part of the congregation? He goes, absolutely, you're a part of the congregation. It's all an evolving thing, if you know what I mean. As long as it's all about the music. And I went, absolutely. That's for us. Primarily, exactly what we stand for is all about the music. And then sometimes, we do have a few drinks and a few bits and pieces in between. But, of course, now he's taken up this new persona where he's wearing a different colourful suit every show. I'm going, how much dosh do you have, bro? Buy yourselves a brand new suit every time. You get paid good.
We pushed the rope uphill a long time, to finally, when you finally start getting some money. But my mantra always was you never get paid or you never get paid enough.
I'm in the first part of that.
Me too, a lot of times.
Yeah, I don't know what money looks like anymore. It comes in a little plastic thing.
Yeah.
I just ring up and it goes, you got this in there. Oh, good. I can buy some petrol today.
and I like the meme where you run the card through and it says you have enough guitars.
Yes, exactly.
Guitars.
Yes, exactly. Well, I have to go to a visionary. I think people call them a mystic or something like that to look into the crystal ball. Most of them tell me that my G-string's about to break. True. Look at your hand. Oh my God, your G-string's about to go. Serious? Better go and buy some G-strings. But at the same time, I want to talk about serious beer. But first of all, I want to talk about the festivals that you're doing here in New Zealand right now. I gather that you are about to embark on Auckland. Tell me a bit about that.
I'm excited. I'll be doing one of the secondary stages in Auckland, but I'm very excited for the opportunity. And coming to New Zealand is an amazing refresher, invigorator. It recharges me so much. Touring in Canada, slugging equipment, going venue to venue, city to city, across the prairies, across Ontario. It's certainly an onerous thing. And then when you're trying to do full production shows, so many things can go wrong. I come to New Zealand where everything's more modest for me. I'm by myself, other than certainly the friends in whānau who join me and are willing to play with me on stages and help me out through my concert sets at festivals. But it's much more modest. It's much more down to earth, more rootsy, more in touch with my soul. I'm able to speak a little more about the music, sometimes tell stories about the songs. To be honest, the performances are nowhere near as fun as the jams. So the jamming and playing together with friends and whānau again are just the moments I really treasure most of all at the festivals. setting up, breaking down on the festivals, lifestyles. Setting up is always a lot easier. Breaking down, there might have been 1 or 2 late festival nights that impair the ability to get it as quickly as I want. But no, it's a brilliant thing. I meet amazing New Zealand talent. I always say to people, it's almost unfair that New Zealand has that much talent for such a small population, such a smaller country. But I'm overwhelmed at every festival I attend. Beautiful friends and amazing musicians that I meet and that I then carry forward with me in my life. They influence my songwriting, they influence the way I think about things, and they certainly influence the amount of love I feel and try to share moving forward in my life.
Kia ora, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. Yeah, absolutely love that. I really, really do. By the way, I think you'll find this rather amusing, to be very honest with you. Talking about Clayton Bellamy and the congregation, he sent me this. Have a listen.
I don't know how we got into your bedroom, but you're listening to DJ Grant in the mornings on Galaxy 107 FM with Clayton Bellamy and the congregation.
That's
Crank
right.
it up.
He sent me that yesterday.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. I don't know how I got into people's bedrooms, but thank you for inviting me there. I promise to keep my eyes to the wall.
And you might want to.
Yeah, I might actually. But I think they're seriously sick if they've got me in their bedroom. Yeah, maybe they might need a beer or two. Before we get into that, 1 in 5 Kiwis think they can have 3 drinks and drive. Guys, what are you thinking? It's even on the bottle, 1 drink, right? Think about that. Don't get in the car. If you're going to drink, then get somebody to drive for you. Get a taxi, get home safely. There's a reason why we want you on this planet. You think about it. Anyway, my friend, serious beer. This is a bit of me because, you know, I take my own advice. I go out and absolutely get sloshed at any chance I can, but I make sure that I am not another statistic on the road. I want to have people safe on the road, so I get a cab home, if you know what I mean. Tell me about serious beer.
Well, first off, I agree with you. You know, I see the signs on New Zealand highways all the time. You know, drinking, legends don't drive, and that's true. You know, legends don't drive. So kudos for your message, and I echo that strongly and willingly. Serious Beer is a fun song. I wrote it many years ago. It was it toured Canada with me, and at venues where I would play it, it was always a crowd favorite, and the girls would sing, you know, the cuter he gets. So it was a lot of fun from the stage to watch the girls engage. But the song itself is actually a funny thing about songwriting, Grant, because I was coming out, we were having a barbecue in the backyard, and we were about to start, and I said to my friend who was out back in the yard, I said, "Oh, Stevie, it's time for a beer," and he said, "It's time for serious beer." And I really loved that line. And then the line fell into my mind a little later about the faster I drink, the cuter she gets, and I stuck them both in a little bowl, and then later, about a week later, I was walking by the bowl, and both those lines were lined up: serious beer, the faster I drink, the cuter she gets. And literally the song fell out in minutes, and I wrote it, and I enjoyed it, and we did a live version of it, and it's a lot of fun, and it was always one I really enjoyed doing in bars and in larger venues and shows. So yeah.
You know, it is my favourite Jim Monroe song. It was. Even when within the first couple of minutes of meeting you, I said serious beer.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Well, I think we were offering to have serious beer, and we said, no, we should probably do the interview first.
Yeah, exactly. But believe me, my friend, I do want to have some serious beer with you sometime. In our future as being friends, if you know what I mean. I really would love to be able to get together. Let the curlies down and lift a few glasses, a few vessels, you know, and just celebrate life and friendship, because believe me, bro, I'm honoured to be a friend of yours. I really, really am. And I say thank you very, very much for including me in your life.
Well, you know, it starts with, you know, if you put out great energy, as you know, Grant, Barbara, same thing. You guys put out great energy, you bring great energy back, and you know, I'm trying to do that in my life, and then I get gifted with beautiful people every day, all day long, and I try to look for the sunshine, and it's irrepressible. It shows up all the time, and you two have been, bright lights of sunshine for me down here in New Zealand as well. So I look forward to that as well, Grant.
Absolutely brilliant. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by the man himself, yes, coming out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but today, Tauranga, Tauranga, here is Jim Munro, Serious Beer. Gosh, it's hot. A spiky looks.
23, come on.
Outside.
Fahrenheit?
Yeah, but it's like 92 Fahrenheit in here.
Yes, it is.
Unfortunately, it's set on American temperatures, so yeah, we have to put
That's
up
the
with
clock for you from China.
it. Now, folks, I've got something that you really, really should be having a look at. Look at this. Coming out of Whakatane, just a few kilometres away from where we are right now, is Fiona Cosgrove. This
And we
song,
know her.
We do know her. This song was written by Jim. It was.
Yes.
So we're going to promote this hard out. Alright, folks? Get a load of it. Literally. The blues won't own me. Alright? Check it out. Go and get yourself a copy. You can't go wrong. This is a Kiwi. Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely stunning female artist.
She is. We've seen her perform, and she's
We know
done
her
a few
well. We
for
really,
us.
really do.
Yeah,
But,
she's gorgeous.
It's
a small world that
the
Jim
cap
wrote
on
this.
yeah, exactly. This
song
is
for
the
her,
whole deal. Is that Jim wrote this song.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk to Jim about this. And Jim, I absolutely applaud you for using Fiona. Absolutely stunning voice. Besides, I'm a little biased because I do know Fiona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
No, I think. I had the pleasure of meeting Fiona actually at a Morris Greer show last year. But before that, I met her at the Tauranga Blues Jam, and she owned the stage, and she was the star of the night as far as I was concerned. So I complimented her after the show, and then literally within a week and a half or 2 weeks, she was opening for Maurice Greer at the Citizens Club. And I was like, oh, no way, this is meant to be. So then I went over and spoke to her, and she mentioned that she had horses in a rescue center, in Whakatane. I said, I'd love to come out there. So, we went, we had lunch, and during lunch she said, she'd like to hear a couple of the songs out of my catalog. She listened to literally half a dozen songs, and that was one. I said to her, I just wrote this one the other day. I said, it's kind of a blues rock thing, and she listened to it and said, I really like it. She said, I do it a little differently, my phrasing, my voicing. And I said, well, why don't you then? And so we made arrangements. She came into Redback Studios in Gerton and Redback Records and did her vocal tracks. And then, I took it home to my team in Canada, and my bandmates killed it.
I'm going to have to cut in here because we're going to
go.
Hi, Dan Washburn. Any new tracks, don't forget to send to Grant. Love you all.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 15 away from 12 o'clock. Almost lunchtime, it almost is. 23 degrees downtown, getting a little cooler, sort of plateauing out. It is Wednesday, January the 22nd, at Dan Washburn's online.
Yeah.
Welcome along, my brother. Nice to have you along. I haven't heard from you from a little while. Looking forward to maybe some new music in the near future. But in the meantime, we are joined, and we've been promoting today, Welcome to the Badlands by Jim Munro. And believe me, you need to get yourself a copy. It's just one of these things you got to put on the list today. Go and check it out. Go and get a copy. Believe me, you can't go wrong. And Jim, as you know, we've met each other and we've got on quite well. I think you're rather sadistic for wanting to know me in the first place. But I can understand. I can. I get that. But at the same time, and I applaud you for being involved in, for choosing what I think is one of the best female blues voices in New Zealand today. And I think Fiona Cosgrove, well, you know, I'm kind of a little disappointed she didn't join us for this segment. But I understand with her horses and her rescue and everything like that for her dogs, she is a very, very busy woman. But I do feel that this is not only a stepping stone to her future. I think, Jim, it's going to formulate in a very, very cool relationship between the two of you in the future.
Well, it has. It's been a great relationship with Fee. She's a stunning artist. I had the opportunity to see her perform a couple of times prior to working with her. Became a huge fan. Was actually, to be honest, I was a little gobsmacked when she agreed to come and sing on the song and take and own the song as she did so amazingly in the studio. So, you know, a privilege, a pleasure, and a real thrill to hear, you know, my music, you know, performed by someone else and done in such a magnificent way that I would never have been able to do on my own.
A little Kiwiana put to your words. Must be rather funny though, hearing it done in a, you know, a sort of an English that you might be able to understand, being Canadian.
Well, I do understand it most of the time. Sometimes the accents throw me off, as mine does with the Kiwis. But no, I think singing is a very amazing thing, Grant, as is the music in general. I don't think the Beatles really carried their English accents quite as strongly in the music because, you know, the phrasing and the way that the music moves forward. I think it allows the accents to drop out a little bit. And to be honest, I listened to Fiona sing this song that you're going to play, and I think she sounds very much like a Southern blues singer or a blues singer that could be from anywhere in the world. The fact that she is a Kiwi girl from Whakatane is amazing. She is an amazing performer. I strongly encourage anybody who has the opportunity to go out and watch Fiona play and perform. She owns the stage, she owns the songs, makes them her own, and that's certainly what she did with this song.
Yes, Fiona is very, very used to big stage stuff. I got to be honest with you. That's her home. It really, really is. And nice to have a Bay of Plenty young lady that we can talk about and promote as well. So believe me, go out and get yourself a copy of this. The Blues Won't Own Me. Written by Jim Monroe. Performed by Fiona Cosgrove. And believe me, this is an amazing track. It really, really is. I'm going to play it very, very shortly. Now, at the same time, Jim, while you're here in New Zealand, are you looking at maybe catching up with Fee again, maybe doing future projects?
Well, I'm not sure if Fee, I know she's got a very busy schedule. I was speaking to her briefly last night, and I know that she's doing a lot of work, and then, you know, she has a real life as well. She is a mother as well, so she has demands that far exceed the necessities of music sometimes. So, if not, certainly with Fiona, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward right now. Actually, I'm going to, you know, a little bit of a spoiler alert. I'm looking forward to going down to Wellington and writing with Nigel Perry, a very well-known New Zealand folk artist who performs brilliantly all around New Zealand and absolutely stunned at the festival I was part of this weekend. Nigel's a great fellow. I just co-wrote last week a song with Jeff Ellett, another brilliant writer here out of Tauranga, and you know, I just continue to look for opportunities to plant seeds or harvest the seeds that are planted around me a little bit, and there's just so much talent here. It's unbelievable, and who knows, you know, where the next spot that'll fall in will be, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be there.
I get it, I really do. Come to think of it, are you heading on back down the South Island at any stage?
No, I'll be, you know, the next few months of my life look more like Auckland this weekend, and then a couple of weeks I'm going to just do some exploring a little bit, and then Patua Festival just south of New Plymouth, probably Hamster Fest. There's a couple of other festivals I'll be looking to take in and be a part of. Trad Fest, which is in Tutera. And yeah, you know, I do have to allow myself some time to continue to explore and live and love in the beauty of New Zealand and some of the parts I haven't seen yet. So sometimes the music even has to stop being performed and allow myself a quiet time to reflect and write from some beautiful perspectives.
I get it, I do. The reason why I asked that literally is I have a friend in Christchurch, his name's Ryan Neville. I think you two would get on like a house on fire, and at the same time, he's a blues man. He's a blues man, he really, really is. And believe me, we love Ryan to pieces, we really, really do. I think you guys would be very, very, it would be a collaboration of arts, let's put it that way.
Well, I'd love to get his deets and see if there's a time and a place maybe where we could connect. I'm here till May, middle of May anyway, so I can always make time, especially from Wellington. It's not that far a skip.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, I tell you what, I'll get Barbara to pass on all of those details to you.
Okay.
At the same time, we'll pass them on to Ryan as well. See if we can get a handshake between you two, because believe me, you'll very quickly discover this is a very talented young man. He really, really is. Well, I don't know whether he's young, but yeah. But he is part of the Galaxy family. He is a Kiwi, and he does travel, especially to America and places like this. He's working with Miranda right now, doing a song with her. But believe me, he a very, very open and honest man who loves the love of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, I love people that love music, so here you go.
Well, I can't talk him up enough. I really, really can't. Believe me, you'll find out for yourself. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be releasing this one today. Yes, we are. It is Fiona Cosgrove. It is, yes. Written, would you believe, by Jim Monroe. The Blues Won't Own Me, right here at Galaxy. Check this out. Too cool. Too cool. How was that, my friend?
Hi, John. We must talk about Dee and Michelle getting to New Zealand.
You're a great interviewer, Grant. Thank you so much. You've led me to the door, and you've opened the door without framing it too much, and allowed me some freelance, and I really appreciate it. I know, I have done obviously radio interviews, television slots, and such in the past, and so many times, even as we were saying at lunch that day, so many times, especially when it comes to TV, you're cut off. You have a very narrow paradigm of box to fit in, and that's it, and you don't stray from them. And I've done, radio interviews that follow that format quite often, where I've got an agenda as an interviewer, and I don't want you straying off of this. I have pointed questions. I need to get my 12 questions in before the interview's done, and please don't talk about anything peripheral to the dialogue.
No,
it's like, oh, really? You're missing the whole point of this.
That's too government regimented.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you see, I did my time of that. You know what I mean? I tell you what, the most learning I ever did was actually for a station called 1ZB Talkback, which is literally an old man station. I was 21 at the time, stuck in with these older guys. Yeah, and they were at the time 60, now 90, 60 odd, right? And I wanted to play top of the pop stuff, but I was doing the news and what the government was doing, and I was talking. And the one thing I always got a giggle out of was every single caller went, first time caller. Bullshit! I heard you yesterday.
That's true. And if your format is stale, then the chances are you're getting the same callers because there's only a handful of people listening.
Exactly. Well, actually, it is one of the top-rated talkback shows here in New Zealand. So I had some very, very good hands-on teachers back in those days. But what it did was it taught me how to talk to people like you today, and not make it that in-the-box square 12 questions, got a da-da-da-da-da. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I
love that. I love, and again, the very best interviews I've done have been where people researched and knew a little bit about it, the topic at hand, whether it was myself or my music or my bands or whatever, but also that allowed me to expand a little bit and weren't in a time constraint, and we all in a time constraint. Of course, you've got limited time. You've got to get some advertising in. You've got to promote, do other things. Of course, I understand that, but not restrictive and not like, okay, thanks, Jim, and move on to the next one. And so it's like a rapid fire machine gun. It becomes like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah,
Final answer, okay, wrong, move on.
Exactly. No, for me, it's all about you, and the more relaxed you are, the more you're going to tell me information. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I've done the other. I hate it because I find this is far more amicable between everybody.
Way more engaging. Yeah.
Yeah,
way
absolutely.
More engaging.
Let's go back to the desk. We'll do a wrap up now, and then but don't go anywhere, bro. We'll have a chat afterwards.
Perfect.
This lady lives 38 minutes away from us.
Barbara's sitting there whispering away into her phone. You know, it's a workplace hazard sometimes. She's like Darth Vader with that thing. You've got to watch out where she puts it. Then all of a sudden it just disappears into her face. You wonder, what's she saying about me?
You'll have to watch it.
You know, it just gives you that impression. Of course, today is our feature artist. Of course, we're talking about Jim Munro. Not only singer, entertainer, but also songwriter and talent finder. We've been promoting not only one, but two EPs, basically. Well, you know, this is absolutely amazing. Promoting Fiona Cosgrove coming out of Whakatane, Bay of Plenty, North Island, New Zealand. Yes, absolutely stunning artist. She really, really is. Written by Jim Munro, but also Welcome to the Badlands. Yes. This is an absolutely stunning album. Go out, acquire yourself both of these. You know, you can't go wrong. You really, really can't. Jim, absolute pleasure to catch up with you again, my friend. Looking forward to pressing flesh, getting down to some serious beer and having a bit of fun. Maybe we might need, you know, a little bit of bail money by the end of the night. But I promise you I don't drink and drive.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I've had to put out a hat to try to conjure up some money. So if that's the case, Grant, then I'll welcome the opportunity to throw a hat out and try and round up some bail money with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a hell of a cowbell player. I really am.
I always root for more cowbell.
Oh, there really is. There really is. And I even mastered another absolute iconic device called the triangle.
Oh, my goodness. Next thing you're going to tell me you've also, you're stunning on hand claps.
Well, you know, I've got a BA in that.
Nice.
I really do. But
this has been a riot, Grant. Thank you so much. You're stunningly fun.
thank you, my friend, and I'm looking forward to you coming back again. Will you come back again and talk to me when you have more new music?
All right, well, I'll have more new music. I'm hoping even by the time I leave for Auckland again, but yes, 100% I will, and I do have some other songs I'll send you that we had just dropped after the album dropped, so they'll be first-time release songs that you can have and decide if you want to be the first to drop them.
Absolutely, you know we will. You know we will. Absolutely, and please keep in touch with Barbara. She'll set everything up. And looking forward to meeting you again. By the way, Happy New Year. I don't know whether I wished that to you the last time we met, but I think you got a very, very strong and financially profitable new year this year. It's a whole new decade.
It is, and we'll see what the future holds. I believe the universe will bring me everything I'm supposed to have. So it brought me you, Barbara, the rest of the team there, and this wonderful opportunity again today. And I'm sure my massive blessings will continue, and I certainly pray and hope that massive blessings spill over and fill your lives as well, and that you continue to have the energy, the wherewithal, and the willingness to do what you do for all of us unknown artists, artists that need this kind of a platform to be heard, to get their music out, to have a listening audience, and to have an appreciative, supportive team like you built, behind me. I certainly appreciate it, and I'm, as I said before, I know Clayton and all the rest of us that have the privilege of being your friends and on your playlist revel in the idea. So again, thank you so much for everything, and thanks to all my Kiwi whānau who accept me every day and continue to provide me with massive material for writing as well. So.
Brilliant, my friend. Have a great time in the far north, and don't forget, have a hoo-hoo grub.
A what?
A hoo-hoo grub.
What's that?
Now I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional video. You're going to love this. The Wild Foods Festival's down in Hokitika, down the west coast of South Island. Indulge in those, but it is something that the local Maori have eaten over the years. It's a delicacy, believe me. When we get bands into the country, we make sure that there's a hoo-hoo grub involved here or there.
Okay, well, I'm going to make a note of it. Barbara can send me the info, and I'll try it. I try anything once.
You're going to regret that. You really are. As soon as you see that video, you go, Grant, you're nuts. Absolutely nuts. But literally, let me tell you, what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Okay, well, I'll do it. I'll do it anyway.
Nice. And believe me, you're going to need more water beforehand or after, something stronger than that. Either way. But believe me, a lot of fun to have, and you can say you've taken part in something traditional here in New Zealand.
All right. Well, another traditional thing that I'm sure at the end of it I'll reflect back pleasantly on.
Yeah, I can just imagine the next song coming out about a hoo-hoo grub and the DJ that recommended it.
Well, you might have a co-rating on it.
Absolutely. Better move on, my friend. Don't go anywhere just yet, but right here at Galaxy. It is 3 after 12 o'clock. I know I'm being told of 24 degrees downtown. You're right here at Galaxy. It is Wednesday, January the 22nd. Thanks for taking part, folks. See you tomorrow.